Hello, and welcome to Schneider Electric's Pondering for Sustainability event. I am so pleased to be joining you live today from Intercity, Schneider Electric's flagship net zero headquarters located at the heart of innovation in the scientific polygon of Grenoble, France. It is a building of 26,000 square meters, part of the vast project of reorganizing Schneider's facilities in the city of Grenoble. Since opening in 2021, it has confirmed the ability of modern solutions to drastically optimize energy use and its associated costs. The building has accumulated a carbon footprint 5 times less than an average European building over a 60-year life cycle. We are so proud to bring you and our program with Intercity as our backdrop. Our event today is packed with the insights of all the things that makes Intercity a triumph of sustainability, news on electricity for the all, and then the convergence of digital and electric. A sustainability perspective session with industry experts and partners. Exciting news on the training and the tools available to all of our partners, and most importantly, announcement of the first ever global winners for our Sustainability Impact Awards. Thank you again for being with us today. At this point, I am pleased to turn the program over to Olivier Blum, Schneider Electric's Executive Vice President of Energy Management.
Hi to all of you. That's my pleasure to be with you wherever you are in the world. And I'm here today to share what is really our vision of what could be the fastest path to net zero. My name is Olivier Blum. I'm in charge of energy management for Schneider Electric globally. What does it mean in short? My job with all our engineers everywhere in the world is to invent the future solution that would make the net zero transition possible. So we are at a very, very interesting time. Why? A critical juncture, because you have seen probably in the past 12 months that we are talking a lot about, on one side, the need to accelerate the net zero transition, this long-term goal, to make sure that we all become net zero and we reduce CO2 emission everywhere in the world and possibly be back to the 1.5 trajectory. But at the same time, I'm sure you have heard everywhere in the world a lot about the energy crisis, which has taken different form in different parts of the world. So first of all, we believe there is a sense of urgency that we need to create everywhere in the world. We have to move very, very, very fast. If you look first of all at what is the problem in front of us, we speak a lot about greenhouse gas emission. I'm sure you have heard this number of 60 gigaton of greenhouse gas emission. Sometimes we talk about CO2 emission. But if we look really at the core of the problem, it represents 45 gigaton of CO2 emission. And guess what? A large part of those CO2 emission, close to 80%, is related to energy. And you could wonder why Schneider Electric is so committed, because we are a global specialist in energy management and we have really this commitment to make it possible. We at Schneider Electric have worked a lot in the past 3 years with our research team, and we have created even a sustainability research institute at Schneider Electric to publish what we call the Back to 2050 scenario. This document is available, this white paper is available. It's a great piece of research that explains what does it take between now and 2030, now and 2050 to make this decarbonization, this energy transition possible. So what are we learning in this white paper? And I'm going to try to keep it very simple to make sure we can all learn from it. One, a big part of the solution, actually, that represents 45% of the solution, is on the supply, is on how you can replace existing source of energy by greener, cleaner source of energy. And of course, a lot it's about renewable, how you can replace fossil fuel by renewable, but also you can do a lot by making the supply much more efficient. And we speak a lot about the concept of smart grid. To keep it short and simple, it's just about how we make the grid more efficient, how we can reduce the losses, how we can improve the transportation to make sure that we save a lot of CO2 emission on the supply side. A big part actually of the public debate today is on the supply. I think it's important, but it's only 45% of the problem or 45% of the solution, while probably 90% of the public debate is on supply. So we at Schneider are definitely committed to make it happen. But where we are even more committed to make it happen is on the demand side, because guess what? Demand represents 55% on the solution to become a greener planet and to make that transition possible. And if you step back a little bit and you look at those 55%, it's not exactly the same, but it's more or less on one side about reduce, so how we consume energy, so which is a lot about energy efficiency, how we make really our consumption more and more efficient, but it's also a lot about electrification, how we can electrify processes. And the good news when you speak about the demand, most of the technology today are available to make it happen. And we at Schneider have been working for the past 10, 15 years to create what we call Electricity 4.0, which we believe is a future of a greener future, which is about being more digital, more electric, to make it more sustainable for the planet. So it's about green and smart energy. So I'm going to try to demystify a little bit what we mean by Electricity 4.0. First of all, it's already there. It's not a new concept that's going to happen in the next 5, 10 years. It's something that has started to happen in the past years, and our objective at Schneider is just to accelerate that transformation of the world and of the world of electricity. So first of all, it's about moving from a world which was made of fossil fuel supply, which was very, very linear between supply and demand, basically about the producer and the consumer, to something which is really made of much cleaner energy, of course, much more renewable energy. So a supply which is much, much more cleaner with a huge quantity, huge portion of renewable, but also to something which is made of people who are becoming prosumer. What is prosumer in short? It's a simple concept to say that as a consumer, you can consume energy, but you can also produce energy and you can send back to the grid energy. It's also about how you electrify everywhere on the grid, electrify on transport, electrify on heating system, electrify on industry. And again, making this transition will contribute a lot to the decarbonization. So at the end of the day, how you make it possible? You make it possible thanks to digital, because digital helps you to capture data and to automate all this new Electricity 4.0 concept of the future by optimizing the demand. Electrification was possible, but now thanks to digital, we can really to make it happen, and we can make it happen faster. So I talked a lot about Electricity 4.0 and the technology and how the grid is evolving. The Paris Agreement was signed in 2015. It was slow, but since 2018-19, we see a huge acceleration in the number of companies which have committed to become net zero. What is very, very interesting, 3-4 years ago, it was only about companies who were committed in Europe, but you can clearly see now that from Europe, it has moved to North America, it has moved to Asia, and it's definitely a global commitment. And we are very confident that by the day, you have more and more companies everywhere in the world. The second point, which is also very, very important, a few years ago, it was only about large corporations, companies like Schneider, which was one of the first in the world, to become net zero, to commit to become net zero and to measure our own carbon footprint. But because those companies also have embarked their network of suppliers, which are small and medium-sized companies, because regulation have changed everywhere in the world, and even small and medium-sized companies will have more and more in the future to disclose their CO2 emission. Now there is a reality in front of us, because you know what, at Schneider, we have created a consulting company a couple of years ago to make sure we can become a really strong consulting partner for decarbonization and efficiency. We have worked with a very, very large number of companies, and actually when you look at the details of those companies who have committed 3 years ago, only 12% of them are delivering their targets. Why? Because there are a certain number of obstacles in front of them. It's about engaging your ecosystem, your management, your different stakeholders, your supplier, I mentioned it in the case of Schneider, and so on and so forth. So what is very, very important, beyond all the technology which are available, it's how all together we can build capabilities, competency to become the best advisor of our customer for sustainability and efficiency. So everything starts by strategy. That's what we call strategize, and that's where at Schneider Electric, I just said it, we have created this consulting company to be the best advisor of the largest company in the world. Of course, they can work with any kind of competitors, but whenever we can, we want to be their advisor because we are an expert. We are an expert in energy, and we can be probably in the best position to help them to understand their CO2 emission, their energy consumption, and help them to build a long-term strategy translated in target. The second point, which is very, very important, you have seen a lot of companies trying to commit and then to go straight into execution, but there is a second step that the best companies in the world are doing, which is basically to digitize. What does it mean, digitize? It's about measuring in a systematic manner your CO2 emission, therefore having access to your energy consumption. And digitize means that you capture those data through a digital platform, through a set of solutions that can be provided again by Schneider Electric, but that help you on a real-time basis to measure your energy consumption and therefore monitor your CO2 emission. And of course, with all the technology available in the field of digital, you can real-time help your customer really to improve their consumption. And last but not the least, and of course that's the most important part, it's about putting in place a roadmap. So we at Schneider have decided long time ago, but we have accelerated that transformation in the past years, to be really the unique partner for our customer to help companies from small to medium to largest one in the world, really to go through that decarbonization journey and to be uniquely positioned to be their strategic partner, to be their digital partner, to be their decarbonization partner. And last but not the least, and even more important, we have a unique network of partners everywhere in the world, of distributor, system integrator, contractor, and so on and so forth, that can help us to implement those solutions, again, in building data center in industry. And by putting all that together, we believe we can really make an impact and make a difference for many, many other players in the world. So, the moment is now for all together to make it happen. We are committed, technology available, we count on you, but we are also here to support you to help to decarbonize all our customers everywhere in the world. Thank you for your support.
We have been living in an age of fire. Since harnessing its power, it has fueled our evolution, but it came at a cost. It's time to decarbonize. It's time to evolve to a new electric world. It's time for a change of mentality. Let's look at electricity through a digital lens and let them bring out the best in each other. When electric meets digital, it gives us new ways of thinking about it, new ways of distributing it, new ways of saving it. Energy becomes visible, connected, smarter, and more controlled. It becomes Electricity 4.0. Electricity 4.0 works for you and with you. It delivers more and wastes less. It helps companies and individuals operate more efficiently, more successfully. It helps our planet become more resilient. A new, all-electric, all-digital world. The future is simply electricity for zero. Zero waste, zero emissions, zero carbon. Electricity 4.0.
Thank you, Olivier, for that great overview of how electrification and digitization are changing the way we live, work, and play, and all for the better. It seems that everyone is talking about sustainability these days, and there is a growing awareness of the need to decarbonize our business, our cities, our economies, and our world. Of course, no one can do this alone. And at Schneider, we know the journey to net zero must be a collective effort, which is why we created our Partnering for Sustainability program. Did you know that 70% of the partners are looking to team with technology vendors to support their business transformation in the new digital and electrical world? That's more proof that sustainability and partnering go hand in hand. To share 3 perspectives on why partnerships are essential to advancing sustainability, I am now pleased to introduce Rohan Kelkar, Executive Vice President for Global Power Products Division at Schneider Electric, Vincent, Schneider Electric Vice President of Energy Transition Research, and Stuart, Research Director for European Partnering Ecosystem at IDC. Over to you, Rohan.
Thank you, Grace, and thank you everyone for joining us today. We support our partners and customers on their three-step journey to sustainability by helping them with strategizing and baselining their climate ambition, then measuring that through digitization, and then taking action through decarbonization with 4 key actions. I'm pleased to be joined by Vincent today, who is our Schneider Electric Energy Transition Research Institute Vice President, Stuart Wilson, who is the Research Director at IDC and is a specialist in understanding partner ecosystems. And what we're going to do is, Vincent will talk about the strategize part. Stuart will again tell us how partners are really thinking about it from a digitization perspective. And I'll come around and wrap it up with the execution or decarbonization strategies that we see in terms of 4 steps. So Vincent, can you tell us a little bit about the Sustainability Research Institute and what role you play in the context of Strategize?
Sure. So the Sustainability Research Institute, in fact, is our external window to engage with a broad set of external stakeholders, being research organizations, think tanks, or policymakers, to develop narratives and econometric analysis around sustainability, climate change, decarbonization, electrification. So we are very fact-minded. And for example, we engage with the World Economic Forum, with the Bloomberg New Energy Finance, with the International Energy Agency on the policy front, or the World Green Building Council as another example. In terms of recent research work, I can mention a paper around the potential for electrification in the European Union. And in fact, I can give you 2 examples on that front. One is around the electrification potential in industry, both for hard-to-abate sectors and secondary industries, where there is a lot to do, in fact. And second, in the broad building environment, where in fact we see a convergence of the decarbonization of the building and the decarbonization of mobility through smart EV charging, for example. And for example, we show that we can divide by 2 to 3 the carbon content at operations and the bill of the customer. When it comes to partners, in fact, I would first advise them to go to our site and to browse our papers to get more knowledge. And from that, they can strategize with their customer some answers through well-thought digital and energy solutions.
Very good. Stuart, you've got a lot of expertise in working with partner ecosystems. Tell us a little bit about, in the context of driving decarbonization, what actions do they see and what is the scale of these actions as they come across with the partner ecosystem?
I think one of the most important things for the partner community is this process of digitization, because digitization is a real enabler for partners in terms of giving them that opportunity to build services and increase their offering related to sustainability. Because digitization almost creates the data that allows them then to develop these new services for the customers that they serve. And I think customer is a really important word here when we're talking about partners. So much of the evolution that partners are going through is actually being customer-led and customer-driven. The demands that the customers are putting on the partners are changing. And partners need to evolve to remain relevant to those customers. So when we look at some of our recent data, our latest sustainability survey at the end of 2022, we saw that over half of the medium and large organizations in Europe were now building sustainability metrics and KPIs into the RFPs for projects they wanted to work on. And that meant that partners had to respond. They had to be able to meet that to actually qualify for those projects. So I think this is driving more and more partners to think carefully about sustainability and how they actually extend their own sustainability credentials. When I look at partner surveys that we've done in Europe, in the Americas, and around the world, we got to this data point where we see that 4 out of 5 partners, 80% of partners, have already invested in enhancing their sustainability credentials. And I think in the context of the Schneider Electric partner ecosystem, it's really important to think about how that ecosystem fits together from a customer perspective. The customer journey will typically involve multiple Schneider partners, starting with the specifiers and designers, but then going through to everyone else, panel builders, installers, everyone else. So you have to kind of think about how this joins together. And digitization can almost be the glue that helps it join together as well. But it needs to be thought about and architected from day one. This idea of partner-to-partner collaboration within the ecosystem, helping customers on their sustainability journey and helping customers meet their sustainability goals. The other point to make is that the goals of the customers, there's still variation. There's variation by geography. There's variation by vertical. There's different regulatory frameworks around the world as well. So partners also need to exist in that context and think about those things. But there's really an opportunity for them to digitize and to open up new services opportunities and to remain relevant to their customers and be future-proof in terms of their offerings as well.
Excellent. So we talked about strategize, we talked about digitize. Let's talk a little bit about decarbonize. So from our perspective, after digitizing, so after drawing the baseline, it's already time to take action. So electrification of operations by replacing technologies that use fossil fuels is really an important first step. And you can think of these, whether it's, we traditionally think about generation, but really think about use in terms of heating and cooling and technologies where you are using electricity as a source of energy really help driving the first part, which is electrification. Secondly, reduce the energy usage, which is improve efficiency. And we are all seeing many examples of that in our ecosystems where devices, IoT, and control technologies are really improving in a drastic way to help with efficiency and driving smart operations. Replacing these resources with sustainable options, so friendly packaging, eco-friendly packaging, and again, we see that all around us, but really taking that as a commitment and driving that. Optimize space, material usage, so really do more with less becomes a critical element of this. And then finally, engaging your entire value chain. So as I think about us working with our partners, also working with our suppliers and them doing the same to their suppliers, really engaging the value chain to do the same that we are doing. And lastly, circular business practices. So we are just starting on some of these initiatives, but really I see that as a tremendous opportunity to really think about, rather than thinking of end of life, can we use technology, can we use other techniques, take back and develop these circular business models so we can reuse. So it's great to see so many of our partners involved in the sustainability journey. We are certainly doing that and making these practices that work for not just themselves, but also for our end users and delivering the value together. Finally, I want to thank you both, Vincent and Stuart, for your insights. And I really look forward to the progress, and I'm really excited to see this journey that we make around strategize, digitize, and decarbonize to be able to deliver on our sustainability goals. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rohan, Vincent, and Stuart for all your insights. As we have heard, more and more companies have climate ambitions these days. But the question is, can they turn their ambition into actions? To answer this, now I'm introducing to Schneider Electric colleagues. They are the expert in strategizing, digitizing, and decarbonizing in the new electric world. Kapila and Sylvain, over to you.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Rohan, Stuart, Vincent, for your great insight on topic of sustainability in today's marketplace. My key takeaway from this session would be, when we are inviting any companies for partnering with us for sustainability, we are inviting them for success. Because by enabling sustainability and decarbonization is good for planet, but it's super good for business also. Your thoughts, Sylvain?
Hello, Kapila. Well, indeed, you are perfectly right, and I cannot agree more. When it comes to sustainability, on decarbonization in particular, it's not only good for the planet, it's also, let's say, a large business opportunity. By the way, this is something we are experiencing at Schneider Electric. And as for any growth opportunities that we are targeting, we are willing to make sure that our partners are playing a key role there. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a journey with several steps, and we want to make sure at Schneider Electric that we support our partners through all those various steps.
I suspect many people are joining today, Sylvain, would love to know that how to make their company more sustainable. But what if they do not have the right tool? And what if they do not know how to convert their climate ambition into action?
Well, you know, at Schneider Electric, we have a comprehensive portfolio of innovative technologies as well as end-to-end life cycle digital tools. And we want to make sure that all this is available for our partners in order to decarbonize their operation, but also the one from their customers, and in such a way become sustainability leaders on their market. Now, will that be enough? It's a journey, we said, right? So we also want to offer a kind of framework or a methodology made of 3 stages: strategize, digitize, and decarbonize. By helping them strategize, we want to make sure they start to build a vision. They increase their awareness on sustainability, as well as the one from their employees, by the way, up to the point that they are in a capacity to really understand what is at stake for their business, but also the one from their customers. By helping them digitize, we want to make sure they are able to build an action plan, sustainability action plan, based on data through the digital tools on the software. And last but not the least, it's about decarbonizing, and here it's really about walking the talk on implementing the technologies we were referring to, the solutions, in an efficient way in order to cut the carbon emission from customers. So by strategizing, digitizing, and decarbonizing their operation, but the one from their customers as well, in fact, our partners will benefit, will have business benefits. They will differentiate their company from competition, thrive in a net zero world, and also generate additional sources of revenue streams from services, from sustainability services they will get from their customers.
Very well explained, Sylvain. While having the right strategy, vision, utilizing the tool to digitize and deploying technology to decarbonize is important, but where we should begin our journey, what our partners should start with?
Well, indeed, in a journey, there is always a first step. And I'm really delighted to announce that we are about to release, by mid of April, the Schneider Electric Sustainability School for our partners. So this school is intended to offer to our partners the capacity to turn knowledge and know-how into business, right? So let me tell you a little bit about what our partners will find in the school. So there will be 3 chapters. And the chapter 1 is about making sure they master the basics, I would say, knowing about the scope, the metrics, the science around all this, and how we track carbon emission as well, in such a way that they can really interact with their customers and explain the risks that they are facing if they are not dealing with their carbon emission. Chapter 2 will be about starting to take actions, building action plans, using digital tools that Schneider Electric is offering to our partners, making it available to our partners. And chapter 3 is really about implementing efficiently, leveraging the technologies and the solution we offer to our partners in order to be implemented on their sites, on their own sites, or the one from their customers. So I really encourage our partners to go on our website, ac.com, or also on the My Schneider portal, in order to get to know more about the Sustainability School for them, and also register to get access to the online courses from mid of April. Now, we've discussed about Sustainability School, but we also discussed a little bit about those digital tools. So could you tell us more about it?
It would be my pleasure, Sylvain. As you mentioned, Schneider Electric is helping or equipping our partner to take action on sustainability. But before they do so, for their own operations or their customers' operations, they should answer 2 simple questions. Question number 1, do you know your carbon footprint for your operations and your customers' operations? Question number 2, do you have plan to reduce it? If your answer for both of the question is no, in spite of having commitments, no worries. We at Schneider Electric are working on a very exciting tool to make it available for our partners, which will help you to analyze and accurately measure your carbon footprint and also will help you to build a plan to reduce it. In simple words, we are simplifying the sustainability for our partners and for our mid-sized businesses.
Well, this is really a great news, Kapila, and I'm pretty sure our partners will welcome this tool and will immediately leverage it in order to drive decarbonization. So, Sustainability School, those digital tools, and I understand how this is relating to strategize, digitize. Now, if we look at the decarbonization part, where it's about implementing our technologies, solutions, and services, what are we driving at Schneider Electric on our own offers, as well as the various initiatives that we are driving? Tell us more.
Of course, our commitment to team up with our partners to decarbonize is reflected in 3 key actions or initiatives what we are doing in Schneider Electric: eco-design, green architecture, and green packaging. Through eco-design, we are looking into and considering all environmental impact throughout the product life cycle and seeking possibilities to make it least impactful at every stage. Today, eco-design governs all the design principles across Schneider Electric product. For green architecture, we are advancing the applications that supports the use cases which centers around reducing the energy consumptions as well as accelerate the decarbonization. If we talk about what key customer value we would be solving and what we would be delivering, it's 4 simple values. The one, we reduce carbon footprint. We center around how do we improvise their business resiliency, help them achieve the sustainability certificates, as well as reducing the carbon footprint. And why green packaging? Because it promotes biodiversity, public health, and it also conserves the valuable resources. And what we are doing here for this one, we have already initiated our plan to eliminate single-use plastic from our all packaging, as well as we have also initiated plan that all our cardboard packaging would be minimum 70% recycled content. Bottom line, with eco-design, green packaging, and green architecture, we are teaming up with our partners and our customers to make sure that we advance our journey for sustainability and decarbonization.
As we are in everything we do at Schneider Electric, by the way. Thank you so much, Kapila. Grace, over to you.
The world is moving toward net zero. With digital for efficiency, electric for decarbonization, and green and smart energy for sustainability. Yet for many, questions remain. How do we turn our climate ambition into action? How do we speed progress on our decarbonization journey? That's where you, as a Schneider Electric partner, come in. 74 countries have net zero pledges. 57% of large corporations have sustainability commitments, but only 8% are delivering on their targets. Their challenge is your opportunity. They're looking for guidance, and they need solutions and support.
Are you what they're looking for? We think so, and we want to help you.
We are your digital partner for sustainability and efficiency, so you can help clients reach their sustainability and business objectives in the new energy landscape. With solutions that are simplified, open, and digital. And now, to start this journey together, we're introducing the Sustainability School by Schneider Electric. Everything you need to know to thrive and make an impact. Sustainability School by Schneider Electric.
Thank you, Sylvain and Kapila, for telling us the latest and greatest sustainability initiatives and the tools available to our partners. It's the perfect segue to our first ever Sustainability Impact Awards, which celebrates the Schneider partners who share our passion for decarbonization and put our tools to work to advance efficiency and sustainability for themselves and then for their customers. At this point, I'm going to hand this program over to Shonodeep, our CMO of Energy Management for Schneider Electric. Shonodeep, why is it important for Schneider Electric to recognize our partners with such fanfare?
Thanks, Grace. All over the world, Schneider Electric delivers sustainability solutions with, for, and through our partners. So it's only fitting that we celebrate their amazing achievements. Today, we are recognizing the overall global award winners of our Sustainability Impact Awards. These are the best of several hundred already great submissions. Now, we have selected just 6 partners who have demonstrated sustainability leadership in decarbonizing their own operations or enabling customers to achieve their decarbonization goals. How are these winners selected? Over the past months, we selected judges from all over the world who have a deep understanding of the importance of advancing sustainability and decarbonization and bring a diversity of viewpoints, experiences, and beliefs. Big thanks to all our judges. We received submissions from over 40 countries. Of these entries, over a third shared their story about decarbonizing their own operations, and 2/3 told us about sustainability and efficiency impact they had in helping their customers achieve their decarbonization goals. Just under 100 were selected as country winners, from which we then selected 20 at the regional level, announced just last month. Huge congratulations again to all our country and regional winners. So this brings us to today, where we will announce our 6 global award winners. As I mentioned previously, we have 2 award categories: Sustainability Impact to my company and Sustainability Impact to my customers. In each category, there are 3 winners. Up first, our first award winner for Sustainability Impact to my company. Without further ado, the envelopes. I've always wanted to say that. Our first winner is focused on transitioning their energy to renewable assets, PPAs, and green tariff programs. They are implementing transportation strategies such as modal shifts, zero and low emission vehicles, and sustainable aviation to fuels to reduce their carbon footprint. This company also uses green materials and product design in their products and packaging. At all their sites, they are focused on meeting sustainability standards, transparency on environmental impact, and reducing waste. Please join me in congratulating Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, headquartered in the United States. Our second award winner for Sustainability Impact to my company has established decarbonization targets as part of its sustainability journey and embraced electrification and digitization to build resilient operations. This includes a smart forklift scheduling management system that helps improve production efficiency. Also, their headquarters has a 1.5 megawatt PV rooftop and charging stations, helping them become future ready for electric vehicles. Please join me in congratulating Bor Wuxi Power Systems of China. Our third award winner for the Sustainability Impact to my company is committed to sustainability in all aspects of their business, having achieved carbon neutral status. To reduce energy consumption and reduce raw materials, the company has digitized operations, adopted electric vehicles, and installed LED lighting and solar panels. They are sourcing alternative materials for products and consolidating deliveries to reduce their carbon footprint. And future plans call for rainwater storage system and a green roof. Please join me in congratulating Michael Smith Switchgear of UK and Ireland. And now, our 3 award winners for the second category, Sustainability Impact to my customers. Drum roll again. Our first winner is a multidisciplinary engineering, design, and consulting company that operates in 35 countries and employs 17,000 people globally. They design sustainable energy-based solutions for customers building service and power distribution systems. They are electrifying urban buildings with heat pumps and solar power solutions. Also, this company integrates EcoStruxure across connected products to allow data-enabled decision-making and performance management. Please join me in congratulating Ramboll, Finland. Our second award winner in this category is a national leader in electric planning, engineering, design, and installation. They help customers achieve their sustainability goals with their path to smart energy process, which starts from gathering energy usage data all the way through integrating energy solutions to achieve net zero carbon emissions. The company also installs EcoStruxure to simplify and digitize customer power distribution to protect people, safeguard assets, and maximize business continuity and performance. Please join me in congratulating Faith Technologies in the United States. And now for our final winner. Our final winner is a system integrator partner in Japan. please join me in congratulating Adsol Nissan. So there you have it. Congratulations to the 6 global winners in our first ever Schneider Electric Impact Awards. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, Borwushi Power Systems Company, Michael Switz Switchgear, Ramboll Finland, Faith Technologies, Adsol Nissan Corporation. Great job to these winners, and thank you for being such outstanding partners. Before I sign off, I cannot help but make an appeal to our entire partner network that we are launching our 2023 Schneider Electric Impact Awards. I'm counting on all of you for more great stories and stellar entries for 2023. Over to you, Grace.
Thank you, Shonodeep, and congratulations again to our 6 global winners. Believe it or not, we are already working hard on the Sustainability Impact Awards program for 2023. And I'm inviting all of our partners to put our sustainability and decarbonization tools to work with an eye towards entering to the next Sustainability Impact Awards later this year. Take note of your sustainability stories and get them ready to share with us.